Om Ishvaro Gururaत्मेति
Om Ishvaro Gururatmeti
Murti Bheda Vibhagine
Murti
Veda Vivagine
Vyomavat Vyapte Dehaya
Vyomavatyaptadehaya
Dakshinamurtaye Namaha
Dakshinamurtaye Namaha
Sadashivasamarambham
Shivasamarambham
Shankaracharya
Shankaracharya Madhyamam
Asmadacharya Paryantam
Asmadacharya Paryantam
Vande Guru Paramparam
Vande
Vande
Guru
Guru
Paramparam.
Paramparam.
Om Sahana Bhavatu
Om
Sahana
Sahana
Bhavatu
Sahanau Bhunaktu
Sahanau Bhunaktu
Sahaviryam Karavavahai
Sahaviryam Karavavahai
Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai
Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Om
Shanti Shanti Shanti
Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam
Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam
Vyasena Krathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam
Vyasena gratitam purana munina Madhye Mahabharatam
Advaitaamritavarshiniം Bhagavatim Ashtadashaധ്യായിനിम्
Advaitam Bhagavatim Ashtadashaധ്യായിnim
Amba Tvāmasandadhāmi Bhagavad Gīte Bhavatveshinim
Ambatvamanusadadami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshinim
Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutastunvanti Divyaistavaihi
Yam
Brahma Varunendra Marutas Vanti Divyaistavai
Vedai Sangapadakramopanishadair Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yan Yoginaha
Dhyānavasthitatena manasa Pashyanti yoginaha
Yasyantanna Vidusura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha
Yasyantanna vidussurasuragana Devaya Namaha.
सर्वस्वरूपे
रूपे सर्वेशे
सर्वशक्तमन्विते
सर्वशक्तमन्विते
भयेभ्यस्त्रिभिर्नमो
भयेभ्यस्त्रिभिर्नमो देवी
देवी
दुर्गे देवी
देवी
नमोस्तुते
नमोस्तुते
रोगशेषानपहंस्तुष्टा तुकामाविकलानभीष्टान् त्वामाश्रितानां
त्वामाश्रितानां
त्वामाश्रितायाश्रयतां यान्ति सर्वाभारशमनं
सर्वाभारशमनं
त्रैलोक्यसखिलेश्वरी
त्रैलोक्यसखिलेश्वरी देवैर्देव्याय
अद्वैरीनाशनम्
अस्मद्वैरिनाशनम्
सर्वस्वरूपे
सर्वेशे
सर्वेषु
सर्वशक्तमन्विते
सर्वशक्तिमन्विते
भयेभ्यस्त्राहिनो
देव्यस्त्राहिनो
देवी
देवी
दुर्गे
दुर्गे
देवी
देवी नमोऽस्तुते
नमोऽस्तुते
रोगानशेषन्नपहंस्तुष्टा
रोगानशेषानपहंस्तुष्टा
रुष्टाक्षमाकरालविष्टान् माश्रितान् विपानराणां त्वामाश्रयतं यान्ति सर्वाभारशमनं
सर्वाभारशमनं
त्रैलोक्यस्याखिलेश्वरी
त्रैलोक्यस्याखिलेश्वरी एवमेव
देवाद्या
देवाद्या
कार्यं
अस्मद्वैरिविनाशनम्
मद्वैरीनाशनम् सर्वस्वरूपे
सर्वस्वरूपे
सर्वेशे
सर्वशक्तमन्विते
सर्वशक्तिसमन्विते
भयेभ्यस्त्राहिनो
भयेभ्यस्त्रहीनो
देवी
देवी
दुर्गे
दुर्गे
देवी
देवी नमोऽस्तुते
नमोऽस्तुते
रोगानशेषन्नपहंसि तुष्टा रुष्टातुकामसकलनविष्टान् त्वामाश्रितानां न विपानराणां त्वामाश्रिताश्रयतां यान्ति सर्वस्वरूपेषु सर्वेषु
त्रैलोक्यस्याखिलेश्वरी एवमेव कार्यं अस्मद्वैरिविनाशनम्
इदं तु ते गुह्यतमम्
इदं तु ते गुह्यतमं
प्रवक्ष्याम्यनसूयवे
प्रवक्ष्याम्यनसूयवे
ज्ञानं विज्ञानसहितम्
ज्ञानं विज्ञानं सहितं
यज्ञात्वा मोक्ष्यसे शुभात्
यज्ञात्वा मोक्ष्यसे शुभात्
राजविद्या राजगुह्यम्
राजविद्या राजगुह्यम्
पवित्रमिदमुत्तमम्
पवित्रमिदमुत्तमम्
प्रत्यक्षावगमं धर्म्यम्
प्रत्यक्षावगमं धर्म्यम्
सुखं कर्तुमव्ययम्
सुखं कर्तुमव्ययम्
अश्रद्धधाना पुरुषाः
अश्रद्धाना पुरुषाः
धर्मस्यास्य परन्तप
धर्मस्यास्य परन्तप
अप्राप्य मां निवर्तन्ते
अप्राप्य मां निवर्तन्ते
मृत्युसंसारवर्त्मनि
मृत्युसंसारवर्तमि
Before going to this shloka, Raviji has asked one very important question, and people have so many doubts regarding this question. So I thought, let me share with you first. So there is a one name in Vedanta, they called as a Chidabhasaha. The literal meaning is reflected consciousness. Chidabhasa. Chit abhasaha yasya saha saha chidabhasaha. And there are many Vedantis, they are using this terminology, Chidabhasa. Even Paramarthananda, he says there are two types of, one is OC, one is RC. OC, he used to say, it is the original consciousness, is OC. And another RC, meaning is reflected consciousness. But Pujya Swamiji, he doesn't like this Chidabhasa word. Somehow he said, one should not use this terminology. But what is the meaning of Chidabhasaha? So I can say, everybody know that consciousness, I say, that consciousness is all pervasive. So it's everywhere in whole universe. And Bhagavan has created this subtle body. And not one, there are many subtle bodies. But Bhagavan has prepared in some way. So the consciousness is available or reflect in this subtle body. And particularly, just now I'm teaching Vivek Chudamani, in that this Vijnanmaya Kosha. So particularly in Vijnanmaya Kosha, actually Antakaran Chatushtaya only, but still in Vijnanmaya Kosha, it is a reflect consciousness. And because in the structure of Vijnanmaya Kosha is such, so it can receive the reflected consciousness. Suppose there are many surfaces, but we cannot see sun rays in each and every surface. But in mirror, if sun rays goes, then it reflect. Same way, this Vijnanmaya Kosha or Antakaran Chatushtaya is made in such a way that it's look like it becomes alive. So this live Vijnanmaya Kosha have that liveliness, starts thinking. And what they starts thinking? Aham Chaitanya. But limitation of Chaitanya means up to body, mind, sense complex. One who thinks like this, it's called Chidabhasa. But Pujya Swamiji likes Jiva. Compared to this is a Jiva. And in many Upanishad also, and even in Brahma Sutra also, there is an important discussion of Pravesha Shrutihi. Pravesha means entrance, entering. So Chaitanya, consciousness is entering in the Antakaran. So it's called Pravesha Shruti. Shruti means all Upanishad, and Pravesha means entering. So all discussion, even in Mundaka is come, even in Taittiriya, everywhere. So what does mean? Even Taittiriya Upanishad also. So if consciousness is all pervasive, then how can it enter inside the subtle body, Antakaran? Everywhere it says Pravesha, as though Chaitanya, consciousness is entered in our subtle body. So at that time, in Shankaracharya's Bhashyam, it says the meaning of Pravesha means now that consciousness is also available in Vijnanmaya Kosha. It's called pravesha. It is not enter, but is now available as though is a reflected, but still is available inside our subtle body. It's called pravesha. It's not pravesha like entering, but now it upalabdha. In Sanskritam is upalabdha, and we can say in English, it is now available. And because of this availability, it starts thinking, I am, but how much I am up to body, mind, sense. This thinking, it's called jiva. And in classical Vedanta texts, they say chidabhasa. But really speaking, what is written chidabhasa, but this jiva is identification with body, mind, sense complex and starts telling. And when we say aham deha, this aham deha is limited. So it is called ahankara. Aham karoti, aham sukhi, aham dukhi, whatever, aham jnani, whatever, I am scholar. This all statement, it's called ahankara. Here ahankara is not boasting, but he is ahankara because of ignorance. But sometimes ahankara we say is a boasting. I know this much, I know this much. It is not ahankara. But here the meaning of ahankara means identification with our gross body and subtle body. That is called jivaha, and sometime, not sometime, in all classical language, in Vedantist texts, they say chidabhasa. Because in our sukshma sharira, there is no, really speaking, there is no consciousness, but is a reflect consciousness in our subtle body and becomes as though live. This as though liveliness is called chidabhasa. Nothing else. But Swamiji says it is confusing word. So we should not speak chidabhasaha, but we should speak jiva. Even jiva is also out of ignorance only, no? So that is better jiva shabd, and everybody knows jiva shabd. Only Vedanta knows, Vedantins knows this terminology chidabhasa. That's so chidabhasa means as though consciousness available in our subtle body and becomes alive is called chidabhasa. Any question regarding this? Raviji? Clear?
Yeah, thank you, Swamiji. Yeah, I was also thinking about the distinction, jiva and chidabhasa. So thanks for clarifying that too. I have not seen also Swami TV also doesn't mention chidabhasa very much, but I've heard in other Vedanta lectures, I've heard this chidabhasa, and
Our
Vedanta
Paramathananji
Sara
also
also talks about this.
yeah. Paramathananji
Yeah.
always talk about this OC and RC. Even in our class also, Swamiji says one should not use this type of terminology. Original consciousness and reflected consciousness. There is one more, I forget. He used to use three terminology. OC, RC and something else. But RC, according to this, they say chidabhasa, but according to our teaching, whatever Puja Swami said, it's called jiva. Even Swamiji says, in jiva, we say jivatvam, the nature of jiva, this tvam, it goes, then there is a no jiva. It remains only consciousness. So that consciousness is our own real nature. This tvam is because of ignorance. Then there is a no entity like jiva. Everything will go. So this is the meaning of chidabhasa. And chidabhasa is never, and this consciousness never enters in our subtle body. It just make it availability in this subtle body is called pravesha shruti. So everybody asks how Paramatma enters in our this body. We cannot enter, being all pervasive.
Because one question that arises, Swamiji, is that if it's the same self that pervades all subtle bodies, right?
Yeah.
Like the sunlight example they give, reflecting in many pots and like filled with water and stuff, things like this. How how come that if it's the same self that pervades all bodies, I do not see, for example, what is in your mind? because it's the same self that is in my subtle body and the same self that is in your subtle body. So
I
why
can,
is it that I don't know your thoughts or I don't know somebody else's thoughts, right?
because no, suppose I say there is a one electricity, but one electricity can start AC also, can start oven also, can start what we use that every day we wash, no, washing machine, bulb, tube light, fan. But there is totally different, no? This body is different. Same way, even Bhagwan has made all subtle body once, but their own thinking pattern, their own vasanas, they are totally different. And their identification, that body, subtle body, is so strong, they cannot understand. So if one does too much upasana, it is given in Taittiriya Upanishad, particularly one who does the upasana of Hiranyagarbha. And the nature of Hiranyagarbha is a total mind. It's a total subtle mind of all universe. So if really our upasana is true, then that person can start knowing another's thought pattern. But not all people, because they are so gross, no, now. Their thinking is so gross. So they say mind, our mind is very gross. But really speaking, mind is always subtle. So why they are say our mind is so gross? Because our mind is thinking only of gross object. They never think subtle object. That's why we say mind is gross. Because if we know the Tattva Bodha, we know our five sense organ in even that Antakaran Chatusha is made out of Sattva aspect of all five Pancha Mahabhutas. So all are subtle. But still we always, our mind is so gross. Why? Always thinking external object. And external object are all gross. So because of this purpose, we cannot understand. Even we cannot use our own mind. Why we are thinking one day like this, why we are thinking another day. So that's why, because of confusion, because of ignorance, all person cannot available to read everybody's mind. But one, even Puja Swamiji says he can read also. There are many people I know. One whose mind is clear, one who is one with, even one who is Sarvatma Bhava, really Sarvat. Because I am available in each and every being, that after self-knowledge, that person can read. But it is very difficult, no? Why should we read? Even we cannot deal with our own method.
It's Maya after all.
Yeah. So, but they can read. They can have. But other people are so gross. Mind is gross. Thinking pattern is gross. That's why only.
So, Upadhi Bhedat.
Upadhi Bhedat only.
Yes. Otherwise, there's no difference between Ishvara and yourself. Only the Upadhi is different.
So even in one class, even in Vedanta class, if 50 students are sitting, but each and every student's pattern is different. Even they are also committed to this Vedanta, but still they are different. So what to talk about other people?
And all of it is Maya, Swamiji.
Yeah, because of Maya.
Why know it? There's no need.
No, even if we know, you don't know it, but they cannot read because they are so gross. Yeah.
Our Paramacharya, of Kanchi Mutt, they consider him, I mean, there are a lot of miracles associated with him, which people talk about. He didn't say anything at that time, but after his Samadhi, people talk about it, that he used to know and he said many things to many people, appropriate, because he could see what will happen or so like that. So
I am also example. No, Puja Swamiji.
Yes.
When I met him first time, Puja Swamiji. So he was staring at me and he told me, and I was so, I was just become uncomfortable because some unknown person is staring at me and first time. Then he starts telling, I'm seeing one hole and is surrounded by trees and all people are sitting and you are teaching.
Oh,
First time meeting, he told. And Puja Swami's that vision comes true in 2015. He saw in 1999,
oh.
first visit. And he only, even I am not interested in ashram, but he says, you have to start. You have to start. And he keep on forcing him. Anyway, I don't know any political person. So he says, I asked this, my student, she is going to please pass her paper because here, whole government process is so difficult. So everybody keep on telling. I say, Swamiji, I will do. But I was little bit lethargic because I'm not really interested. But in 2014, in 2015, 13 December, he came to Ahmedabad and keep on asking where your ashrams, this paper reached. I say it is in process, it will come. Then he asked, you meet this political person. I say, I don't like to meet you and I don't know what I will tell him. So he says, okay. So he says, I will tell you. Then he called me in the stage and that person was sitting next to him. Okay, this is my student. She has applied for her land. Please pass. He says, okay, but he never asked what is my name. So how can he pass? That much. And after that, Ahmedabad, that whole Swamiji's Gnana Yagna, he was very sick. And after he reached in Anaikatti, his one lung was cut because of infection. And he was, I think he was in ICU for 1 month. Because after one, there are too many complications. So we planned, me and that Kalyani, we planned we should go and see Puja Swamiji because he is in the ICU, he is in very pain. So we went both of them. Then they say you should wash your hand, everything, and you just go inside the ICU. So we went. Having seen me, he held my hand and he says where the papers reached of us. Even I cannot ask Swamiji, how are you? At that time, I promised Swamiji, I will take land. You need not to worry. I think Swamiji is so much serious, no? Compared to me. In such pain, he was asking when the paper reached. Then I ask somebody, please pass this paper, it passed. But without any bribe you, these all papers are clear. In this Gujarat or even in India, it is very difficult to pass paper without giving a money.
Yes.
But by the grace of Puja Swamiji and Ishvara, we have passed the paper. And when I got this letter from government, can we have given you this land? At that time, Swamiji was on dialysis. So he cannot come over here for Bhumi Puja. So I said, Swamiji, I'm coming there in Anaikatti. So he says, please come. And he did whole Vastu Puja through Rampet. For 2.5 hours, he sat along with me. He did all puja. And he says, you take this brick along with you. And then that priest used to wear one ring, is called Pavitri. This grass ring.
Yes.
So he has taken out that grass ring and he gave to me. And he says, when Viditatmananji comes in Porbandar, and originally Bhumi Pujan will start. At that site, you ask your priest to wear this ring. So this puja will continue until there.
Yes.
So this is without breaking puja.
Yes, correct.
So that much he has vision.
Yeah.
So even I don't even think how can it this possible? But everything comes true. What is Swamiji is. So this is called, Sarvatma Bhav.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's possible.
Swamiji, I have one question. When you take the sannyasa diksha, you have to do your what do you call it? Take oath for non-violence, right?
Yeah.
Non-violence. How do you deal with all these like insects? Like you have maybe mosquitoes or something, and some you want to eliminate it, like at least from your house. You want to make sure that you're.
We can eliminate, no problem. Puja Swamiji used to tell, but we can have more prayer for that. All those jivas. So they can have good gati, and next birth they can have good. Otherwise, what can we do?
Correct. Huh.
That's
So
why
is
he
that
says,
okay? It is okay.
yeah, it's okay. But
Hmm.
in the mind of Puja Swamiji, ahimsa means you should not hurt anyone.
Yeah.
This is
That's
the main thing.
all
As
people
being a
know.
sannyasi, you
Yes.
should not hurt anyone. You should give respect to each and every person. Sometimes he has found being sannyasi, they always, inside they have some, okay,
Yes.
everybody should give respect to me. But he
Correct.
says, you have to respect everyone. You should not, every time you have desires, everybody should give respect. It's called ahimsa in Swamiji's.
Yes.
And you have to tell each and all devatas, okay, now I am out of competition.
Hmm.
Even from devatas, even from other sannyasis, now you are not in competition. So you should not afraid from me. I never, I never hurt you. Everything. This is ahimsa, actually.
Yes.
Sometimes some in front of us, some cruel creature comes. Then
Yes.
we have to hurt something. It may
Yes.
possible. But you should not hurt any person.
Hmm.
In general also, we cannot hurt creatures also. When sometime it comes, we can
Yeah.
do, no problem. This is so people can read the mind.
See, in all other instances, it is in the mind.
Yeah.
So you can say, I will not. You can have that conviction that I will not hurt, even though you may not say it. And you can, but when sometimes you have to do this nishiddha karma.
Yeah.
Like you have to eliminate pests, and
Yeah.
you have no choice. You can't coexist with.
Yeah, even in this house or some ashram building, this pesticides we have to do. We don't know how many small insect will.
Insects, yes.
So that's why our daily prayer are meant for this only.
For that.
Yeah, even this for Grostha also, we have seen in 3rd chapter.
Yes.
There are 5 type of suna, means there are 5 type of papas.
Yes.
Unknowingly we are doing every day for Grostha. So cleaning the house, preparing food, everything.
Yes.
So unknowingly there are many insects we can kill. But still, if we keep on praying every day, it can compensate. We neutralize our papa by doing this. This is called Chidabhasa. This is the meaning. Okay?
Swamiji.
Yeah. So in 9th chapter, because in previous chapter we have seen this upasakas can have krama mukti. So only this way person can have moksha. So this 9th chapter is dedicated for Atma Vidya or Brahma Gnanam. This is not only that way. There is another way. It's called Satya Mukti. Instant moksha. So that's why Bhagavan says in this first verse what we have seen. Idantu te guhyatamam pravakshami anasuyave jnanam vignanam sahitam yat gnatva ashubhat mokshase. So Bhagavan says two means whereas compared to this upasaka krama mukti jnana, this one idam gnanam, it is guhyatamam, it is most secret, and I will tell you gnanam vignanam sahitam. So gnanam we have seen is a direct, vignanam means is the immediate knowledge. So when you have this knowledge, yat gnatva, having assimilated this knowledge, ashubhat mokshase, you will be released from inauspicious. So what is the meaning of inauspicious? Shankaracharya has written, sansaraha is equal to ashubha. Because in sansaraha, always is a different type of dukkha we have to face. Sukha is very less, we have to face many dukkhas. So, and even whenever sansara comes, in my mind, sansara is not outside. Even there is a pain, but sansara is equal to our own mental activity, called raga dvesha. Our anger, greed is compared as a sansara. in first chapter, even before that, it's called introductory Bhashyam of Shankaracharya. He says the name of Sansara is Ahamesham Mama Ete. I am belongs to them, they are belongs to me, are called Sansara. And because of this, our thought process, our behavior pattern also some typical with fraught of raga dvesha, and this is called Sansara. According to Shankaracharya ji, Sansara is not outside, but Sansara is in our mind only. So Ashubhat Mokshasya means from your that negative thinking process, it's called Ashubha, a person will release. And when we are out of this type of thinking, then we can enjoy the life. So really meaning Ashubhat is not we are out of this mrityu and death process, this birth and death process. But we can out of our mental affliction, this emotional pain. If we are released from this, it's called moksha. So Ashubhat moksha. That we have seen. Sansar Bandhana. So Arjuna was Sansari because he loves out of only raga only. He starts have some affection for their all cousins. Before that, he has always fight with him. But when time comes, it's called Sansara. So person can be released. So somebody asked Pujya Swamiji during our course only, if somebody asks, can you would like to take another janma after this, because you know everything, you have self-knowledge, so would you like to take another birth? Then Swamiji says, I have taken so many janma. So what is the wrong to take one janma more? I have no problem because I am free from my mind. So it's called moksha. So moksha is not really free from the cycle of birth and death, but we are free from our mental affliction. And now in second verse also, Bhagavan is praising this Gnanam, this Brahma Vidya. So he says, this Brahma Gnanam or Atma Vidya is a Raja Vidya, is knowledge of, is a king of all knowledge. Raja Guhyam is a secret, is the king of all secrets. And Uttamam Pavitram, this is the great purifier. Uttamam, Idam Gnanam, Uttamam Pavitram is a great purifier. Pratyakshava Avagamam. Pratyaksha means is directly we can appreciate. Immediately we can understand. Dharmyam, it is always connected to dharma only. This Gnanam will give Susukham Kartum. It always give happiness. And that happiness is long lasting, is avyaya. It never goes from us. It's called avyaya. So first is, we have seen Raja Vidya means is a king of all knowledge. For that, I would like to show something. You might have gone through Mundaka Upanishad. So in Mundaka Upanishad, this is a portion of Mundaka. So it comes like this. I have skipped first and second mantra. In third mantra, Shaunakaha Mahashal. Shaunak Rishi was Mahashala. The meaning of Mahashala means one who has big Yagshala and one who has a big kitchen. So one who can feed all people. That much rich. This Shaunak Rishi was that great rich Rishi. Angirasam Papracha. Upasannaha Vidivat. He went to Angiras Rishi and he behaved whatever should behave in front of Guru. Vidivat means with we have go with some gift. That is called Vidivat. And Papracha, he asked Angiras Rishi and he says, Kasminnu Bhagavah Vignate Sarvam Idam Vignatam Bhavati. Having known one thing, which is the Gnanam, by knowing one knowledge, I can know everything. So, Kasmin Vignate Sati, by knowing which, Idam Sarvam Vignatam Bhavati. Everything as though I know everything. If anything is knowledge is there, then to give him answer, Shaunaka says, Angirasa says, Tasmai Sahavacha. Tasmai Shaunakaya Saha Angirasaha Uvacha. Angirasa told to he says, Dve Vidye Veditavye. There are two types of knowledge. Dve Vidye Veditavye. And the name of is Paracha, Aparacha. There are two types of knowledge. Here, Apara. And who said this? Brahma Vidaha Vadanti. He says, I am not talking. This is what Brahma Vida, one who know Brahma, they all talk about. There are two types of knowledges. One is called Paravidya and another is called Aparavidya. Then who comes under Aparavidya? And what is the name of Paravidya? So in fifth mantra, he said, Tatra. Tatra means in this topic, Apara. What are the Apara? So he says, Rugvedaha, Yajurvedaha, Samavedaha, Atharvavedaha. All are Apara. Tatra Apara. He clearly he take Apara is equal to Rugvedaha, Yajurvedaha, Samavedaha, Atharvavedaha. Then again, Shiksha, Kalpaha, Vyakaranam, Niruktam, Chandaha, Jyotishamiti. So there are called Upanga. This is Veda. And these are, to understand Veda, we know these six another type of knowledges. And the name of this is Shiksha. So how to chant is called Shiksha. Kalpaha. The meaning of Kalpaha means how to do rituals. The all details of rituals are given in Kalpa Shastra. Vyakaranam means all grammar. Niruktam means each and every word has own etymology. Nishchaya Uktam is called Niruktam. Each and every word is own etymology. Chandaha, the meter, the science of meter, the Anushtup Chandaha, every Trishtup Chandaha. Jagati, Brahati, Pankti, Gayatri, there are all type of meters available in, is called Chandaha, Jyotisham. Astronomy all are called Apara. All comes under Apara. And even if we all know, all Upanishad are end of the all Vedas. So if we say, what is the Atharva Veda Upanishad? So Mundaka, Mandukya and Prashna all comes under Atharva. Samaveda we say Kena, Chandogya Upanishad, Yajurveda, Shukla Yajurveda, all Upanishad. Rugveda 8, there are many, all are also comes under Aparavidya. We think Upanishad is also Aparavidya, but according to Upanishad, they are also Apara only. Then what is the Para? Then he says, Yaya Atha. Here, Atha means now, Yaya, by which Para Aksharamadigamyate, by which we can know what is the Akshara, what is Brahma. In Mundaka, Brahman name is Akshara. So he says, Yaya, by which Paravidya, Para Aksharam Adigamyate. If we can understand what is the meaning of that Brahman, it is called para. So atha para. What is para? Yaya aksharam adhigamyat. Yaya paraya paraya vidya aksharam adhigamyat. So now the discussion in Shastra, Miss Shankaracharya Bhashyam, Shankaracharya ji says, aksharam adhigamyat means when teacher is good, teacher is Shrotriya. Teacher means Guru is Shrotriya, student is Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampannavan. When Guru is teaching to Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna student, and what clicks happen in the mind of student, that I am all pervading, that consciousness, that click is called Paravidya. So Paravidya is not written everywhere, in anywhere. Paravidya means our self-knowledge only. What we click inside our mind only. It's called Paravidya. So if we now check what in 9th chapter Bhagavan says, this Siksha, Kalpa, Vyakaran, Nirukta, Chandaha, all have their own limitation. They gave too much knowledge, but still all they have own limitation. If we know Jyotisham, we don't know Chandasam. Even we know Atharva, we don't know Samaveda. So each and Veda, every Veda, we cannot study in one birth. So we need time. So each and every, when we study one Atharvaveda, we feel still I have to study Rigveda, still I have to study Atharvaveda. And to understand this, I have to go through this 6 type of all different type of knowledges. And after knowledge this also, we still feel, still I don't. This is called limitation of this aparavidya. But by knowing this paravidya, there is a no, that feeling, so I don't know anything. That's why it's called Rajavidya. Why we call Rajavidya? By this only. By knowing this, that feeling, so helplessness, something insecurity, everything will go. That's why Paravidya considered as a king of all knowledge. Nowadays there are many knowledges, but in that time also, these all 4 Veda are also considered or known as a Rajvidya. This is the big thing, Otherwise we always say the Vedas are the greatest, but still, Yaya Aksharam Adhigamyate, it only click in our mind. That's why it's called Rajavidya. And by knowing this Vidya, we never have any type of feeling, now I don't know anything. That feeling will go. It is called Rajavidya. And another, this Gnanam, this Brahma Gnanam, is called Rajaguhya. It says total, we say Atma Jnanam, Brahma Gnanam, Upanishad, Jnana Kandam, here I am writing Vedanta. Even there are 2 more words. All are one and same, and it is called Paravidya. Vedanta means the knowledge available in our mind are called Paravidya. By having known this, what click? Sometimes we say, now I can understand. It's called clicking inside. That Gnan, it's called Paravidya. And why it called secret? Guhya means secret. And why Bhagavan says it's secret? So it says, there are many precious things are available here in this earth. There are gold, precious stones. And Swamiji has given one example. If some lady, some queen, when she used to wear this some necklace, very precious, then always she needs some bodyguards, Otherwise somebody can taken away. But this secret, this is the most precious secret jnana. By knowing this, we our all fears with all sansara will go. That's why even this guhyam, this secret, I am not body, mind, sense complex. I am the whole. That jnanam is the king of everything. In spite of, last time also I have said, in spite of secret, it is an open secret. It is a precious. That's why it's called Rajaguhyam. And Uttamam Pavitram. It is the great purifier. There are many purifiers are available. Like last time I say water, fire, even sun, all consider. Even, water means Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati. There are different type of rivers we consider. If we take a dip, or Papa will go. But how long it will go when not we come out from the river? Again, Papa will come to us. So all are considered as a purifier. But when we have this knowledge, then our mind is totally changed. And it can never affect it with all sansara problem. That's why it's called Pavitra. It is the best purifier. That's why Uttamam Pavitra. Our all Papa and Punya will go within a second when knowledge takes place. And Punya Papa is not for Sanchita Karma. Bhasmasat Kurute Arjuna. Gnanagni Sarva Karmani. Bhasmasat Kurute Arjuna. That's why it's called Pavitra. Because of this Gnanam, our all Papa Punya, Sanchit Karma will go away. That's why it is the greatest Uttamam. Again, this Gnanam is Pratyaksha Avagamam. Pratyaks means direct. Avagamam means appreciate. When we understand it. While even teaching also, one by one, our all doubt clear, So we can always appreciate this knowledge. And when really Gnanam take place, so we can understand this is me only. It says, when Gnanam takes place, what happened? So it says when Gnanam takes place, at that time, we know, we not feel, but we understand nothing else here except me. I am in, not me means with body, mind, sense complex, only me, and I am all pervading. It is called Pratyaksha Avagamam. It is a Vritti Gnanam. It will remain maybe second or we don't know, but it is always be with us only. Like we can have that apple. When we say apple, we can understand this is apple in childhood. But when we become a elder, we need not to say every time this is called apple. Immediately it clicks, this is apple. Same way that Vritti Gnanam will take place in our thought process. I am the whole. Then that Vritti will pass away. But still, that always knowledge remains with us. It's called Pratyaksha Avagamam. It is not away from Dharma. It is always with Dharma only. And this Gnanam, Brahma Gnanam, Kartum Susukham, it always gives happiness, Susukham. It always gives happiness, Susukham. And in our sansara, happiness comes and happiness goes. If we do much upasana, then again happiness will come up to reach to Swarga Loka or Brahma Loka. But Kshine Punya Martya Lokam Vishanti. So all what we feel happiness within a sansara is vyati. It's subject to change. But when we know this gnanam about oneself, who am I? I am the whole. This knowledge remains avyayam. It never goes. It always with us. So somebody has asked a question to Swamiji, even I have heard somewhere. If person is knowledgeable, if person has Brahma Gnana, but at the last time, he may be in coma. He forget everything. Who, even what his name. So can that person is moksha or not? The answer is yes. Because this, if even after having self-knowledge, we used to go every day sleep, no? In deep sleep, we forget what is the gnana. But after waking up, this knowledge is always with us. Same way this person is in coma, but still this gnanam about what is the nature of oneself, it is always in his sukshma sharira. It never goes because it is avyava. It's never subject to change. And even person is coma, in person leave the body, departs the body, that person will give moksha only. That's why it's called avyaya. I think we have seen up to dharmam. We have seen all pashyam. Pratyakshavāgamam we have seen. But pashyam we will see next tomorrow. But we have good discussion today. Any question regarding this? No question? That much it is a pure, this Brahma Gnana. If we have, everything is solved. All problem, ours will go. That's why Pavitra. Shall we do Purnamada? Om
Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamidachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hari
Om Shri
Shri
Gurubhyo
Gurubhyo
Namaha.
Namaha.
Harihi
Harihi
Om.
Om.